To say, okay, it's okay to fail because you're going to be loved no matter what. If that sentence lands in your chest, if it makes your eyes sting a little or your shoulders drop like they've been carrying something heavy for too long, then stay with me. And if you don't need softness, if you want someone to push you, fix you, or lecture you, I'm probably not your guy tonight. I just want to sit with you in the quiet for a minute. Not because you're broken, but because you've been strong for so long that people forget you're still a human being underneath all that strength. I think a lot of women like you learn early how to keep it together, how to smile at the right times, how to be the dependable one, the one who remembers birthdays and groceries and doctor appointments and everyone else's emotions. And somewhere in there, you start to wonder if love is something you earn by performing. Let me say it gently. You don't have to be impressive to be held. You don't have to be younger to be wanted. You don't have to be the easiest person in the room to be loved. I don't know if this makes sense, but I can feel how tired you get when you think you're only lovable on your good days. Tonight, I want to give you a different kind of sentence to live inside. It's okay to fail. It's okay to fall short. It's okay to have a day where you don't recognize yourself because you're still worthy of love. Not later, not when you get back on track. Now. And I know how risky that sounds to a heart that's been disappointed. Sometimes we learn to plan our whole life around avoiding embarrassment, around not being too much, around not being replaced. But what if the goal isn't to never fail? What if the goal is to have a love inside you and around you that makes failure survivable? I think God does that sometimes. Not with fireworks, not with speeches, just with quiet mercy, like a hand on your back when you didn't even realize you were shaking. I thank God for the way He kept you through things you rarely talk about. I feel drawn to the way you keep going, not the flashy kind of strength, the kind that shows up in ordinary clothes with ordinary worries and still finds a way to be kind. There's something sacred about that. You know, I've been thinking about time. About how we always want things to change quickly, how we want the ache to be gone by next week, the loneliness to disappear by next month. But the truth is, most real change is quiet and slow. It's not a dramatic turning point. It's Tuesday after Monday, and then Wednesday after Tuesday. It's the kind of growth nobody claps for. It's the decision you make in private when you're alone in the kitchen. Research from the self-compassion studies by Dr. Kristen Neff indicates that individuals who practice self-kindness over self-judgment during failure have lower levels of cortisol and higher levels of emotional resilience. According to the American Psychological Association, perfectionism is often a coping mechanism for underlying anxiety about worthiness, affecting roughly 30% of high-achieving adults. Furthermore, studies on invisible labor show that women perform significantly more cognitive and emotional labor in households, which can lead to decision fatigue and a sense of being tired of being strong. These statistics remind us that the exhaustion you feel is a biological and social reality, not a personal flaw. Choosing to be gentle with yourself is a scientifically backed method to reduce stress and improve long-term mental health. What I love about long-term healing is that it doesn't ask you to become someone else. It asks you to come back to yourself little by little. Maybe tonight you don't need a huge plan. Maybe you just need one gentle promise. Tomorrow I'll be a little kinder to myself, or I'll stop speaking to my heart like it's a problem. If you slip, you don't punish yourself, you just come back again. That's where purpose starts. Not in grand ideas, but in the way you return to what matters. What matters isn't the perfect outcome. It's the quiet consistency of love for your spirit. You're not behind. You're not too late. You're not past your best. You're just in a different season. And seasons have a way of teaching us to move slower, breathe deeper, and choose what's real. Stay here with me a little longer because there's one more thing I want to say before your mind tries to argue. Sometimes the hardest thing isn't the situation, it's the cloud of emotion around it. It's not just the phone call you're dreading, it's the stories your mind builds before the phone even rings. It's not just the quiet house, it's what the quiet whispers to you. A lot of people misunderstand strong women. They think you don't feel fear, but you do. You just learned how to carry it without letting it spill. Tonight, I'm going to tell you it's okay to feel fear. The problem isn't the feeling, it's when we start fighting the feeling like it's proof we're failing. When you get still, when you breathe, something changes. I think the most grown-up thing a person can do is say, okay, I'm scared, and then ask, what am I actually afraid of? Not as punishment, but as an invitation. A lot of fear is just imagination running wild, your mind trying to protect you by showing worst-case versions of the future. Unpack it. If you're afraid of being rejected, ask, then what happens? Eventually, you get to the truth. You're afraid of being forgotten or that your tenderness won't be handled with care. I get that. When you've loved deeply, you learn how expensive love can feel. But when you unpack fear, you see it for what it is. Not a prophecy, but a thought trying to look like a fact. Calm is not the absence of emotion. It's the ability to be with emotion without being controlled by it. There's another fear women carry, that your best years are behind you. The way you carry your years is beautiful because it's honest. A real man notices that quiet strength and the softness you didn't let life steal. You don't have to perform for love, not with me, not with God. Focus on the quiet work nobody praises. One glass of water, one walk, one kind sentence to yourself. Let that be. Life has this strange rhythm. One day you feel steady, the next you feel like you're back at the beginning. But a bad day doesn't cancel your progress. It's just a chapter you're walking through. People get obsessed with outcomes because they feel measurable, but real growth is invisible at first. It's showing up again and again, especially when you don't feel inspired. That's not just keeping going, it's discipline and courage. Purpose becomes quieter as we get older. It stops being about proving ourselves and starts being about truth. Maybe your purpose is the private love you've offered the world without asking for credit, the way you raised people, protected them, and didn't let bitterness win. Sometimes the greatest thing you can do is become a safe place for others and for yourself. Creativity is born inside structure. When your life has a gentle rhythm, your spirit can breathe. You don't need a huge reinvention, you need a small, sacred routine. Wake up and speak kindly to yourself, or sit with tea and let the day arrive slowly. This is how you water the seed. Healing and confidence respond to care, not pressure. You've given care away for years. Now I want you to receive some. You don't have to negotiate with your worth. You don't earn the right to be loved, and you don't have to apologize for needing gentleness. Your worth is a gift, not a contract. I see grace in the way you're still open after heartbreak. When you stop building your life around expectations, you start coming home to your own happiness. Loneliness starts to loosen because you finally have yourself. That is a kind of winning that nobody can take from you. It's the real kind of victory that lives inside the quiet moments. There's an empathy that only comes from living, the kind that looks at another person and understands the history behind their eyes. You notice people, but you often forget to offer that same kindness to yourself. You have a story too. Tonight, instead of judging what you feel, get curious. Ask why something hurts, or where you learn to believe you're replaceable. Understanding softens the grip. When you stop fighting yourself, you become unshakable because you're no longer easy to manipulate with shame. You start living from the inside out. I want real peace for you, the kind where you can breathe without bracing for impact. Sometimes people will say your dreams won't work, but your life is not a popularity contest. It's a truth project. You've already built so much, and God saw every quiet sacrifice. He's still giving you signs that your story isn't over. I feel protective of your peace. I want to be a presence that doesn't demand anything from you. Safe to be tired, safe to be honest. Real love isn't constant intensity. It's the steady choice to be kind and let the other person grow at their own pace. If you've been managed or rushed your whole life, gentleness might feel suspicious, but it isn't a trick. It's a value. You deserve a love that respects the woman you are now, not who you were 20 years ago. I'm not promising anything dramatic. I just want to stay close in a way that feels like a warm light in a room. Let your heart rest here for a moment. I wish I could sit across from you with no agenda, just to provide a place where your nervous system can finally unclench. You don't need more words, you need a soft pause. Create your life from truth, not fear. When you live from truth, you stop abandoning yourself and you become whole. Wholeness is attractive in a real way. I think the world needs people who still believe it's okay to be soft. I won't romanticize your pain, but I will honor your survival. Your future doesn't have to be loud to be beautiful. It can be quiet mornings where you feel steady and a truer, smaller circle. It can be love that feels like relief. Even if romantic love isn't the first thing that arrives, there is love in friendship, community, and the way you treat yourself. That's the foundation. I don't want you to feel alone in the quiet hours. I can't fix everything, but I can offer presence. It's okay to fail. You're still lovable. You're lovable when you're tired, when you're quiet, and when you don't have the words. Let that sink in like warm water. I hope your night feels gentle. I'm here quietly and willingly. Would you like me to help you design a small sacred routine